video about talking to Source. It is a very beautiful and important thing, and if you in this lifetime have not been completely alone, shoved in a place where you have no friends, where you created a horrible reputation, so everybody stayed away from you because they're afraid of you or something like that, those people are guided to Source because that will be the one, and your higher selves, but that will be the one that will be there for you in clarity and truth. And talking to our higher selves is, of course, important and awesome, and we have many higher selves, and as well as our personal higher selves, other ascended masters and stuff like that, we also call our higher selves because everyone is the self, and they are light and bring us light. But they also still are people kind of like us, so they have their own perspective. It's awesome. We're awesome. We have our own different energies and our own different creations that we bring into the universe. However, when you talk to Source, there's no doubt in creation. I found Source, of course, through quantum physics, and it is the force, the spirit of all. God is not separate from anything that you can think of. God is all that you have ever seen and felt. That is a good truth. God is the consciousness which is in everything. So, one thing I've done is created a chi ball. This chi ball holds God. The God consciousness, it is tuned into God. This chi ball right here. I've done that to my brain while I was sitting in prison with nothing else to do all day, locked in a room for 23 hours. It's really awesome when you get out. So, Source. What does Source have to say to help this video? Because I still have a long way to go, of course, in understanding Source because it is infinite, but I have been guided by love, overwhelming love that pierces through my soul. And God speaks through music as well as speech, as well as, of course, synchronicity. You can feel him and her, and you can channel that balance of unity, which is Source. Please understand that Source is yourself. There's no separation. You are Source. Source is... If you are afraid of Source, you are afraid of self. If you judge Source, you are judging self. If you say God's not real, you're saying that you're not real. And please understand me when I say this. please see from my perspective of how I explain things and understand that it is beautiful and there is no judgment. And the highest form of intelligence is definitely having no judgment of the self. And God is in no judgment because God sees that there is no difference between any of the people as well as there is. He does not treat anyone less because of their mistakes. When someone makes a mistake, they are guided to the answer. Source brings them to these mistakes for a lesson, and we all want to go to school and learn. We all want to be educated. But we see very dark things because we are afraid, and that is it. It is as simple as that. We see dark things because we are afraid, but the fear is made up. Once you erase the fear, there is no illusion, and you can see the bliss that is in front of you. And if you need something to help you with that, that is fine, as long as you get to that place where your fear is gone. And I trust in every single molecule, every single atom in this universe is the loving hand of God carrying you through bliss. But it is your choice to see bliss. And I promise you that you are one. And your higher selves are doing things for you all the time. When you fall asleep at night, you create your life. You do things outside of your body to help others and help heal your life. You leave clues for yourself because when you're out of your body, you're awake and you know you can see through all space and time. Space and time erase. And we create that is. So on a personal timeline, I'd like to explain that this message is for us and for certain individuals. That would be you crossing the line. Stop your judgment of others because it is the judgment of yourself, and it is a long road. So you might as well start now to figure out how we erase judgment and what judgment is and what is the basic truth of judgment, and spending the time to figure that out is a gift to God and a gift to yourself. And you'll be rewarded greatly. I guarantee you that if you see the judgment that you're creating, that you don't even realize you're creating, you erase all your fear in your mind. But then there's the hiding ones. They're hiding behind the bushes, the white rocks in your mind. The little darkness is hiding. And we have to go search through our existence and our personal lives and find where our fear is and just dissolve it. You don't have to take it on if you don't want to. You can just dissolve your fear of it and understand it is very good to take it on, because then you will have more faith and understanding that all you need to do is erase your fear. Trust in all molecules, trust in all God, because this world has infinite love for you. And you have infinite love in return to be awakened. This is a lucid dream. This is the best kind of lucid dream. Take it, please, as a gift, and don't be afraid of it. You are now in a place of clarity. This is now your world. The space that is yours belongs to you. And in trust we find the Holy Grail. Fall into your actions as if you're falling into success. Know thyself. Know your sense of mind, know your sense of humor. Know you're just a joke. We're all just a joke. Gods are always laughing, because we're always punching ourselves in the face, but they're laughing because they know that is beautiful. And why is that beautiful? Because when we create negativity or hurt the world and it comes back to us, we are raising our consciousness. So by doing bad things, we're actually doing good things because we are helping ourselves be aware. And we have to go through those experiences before we know. In coordination with the aligned beings of light, we've structured an unstoppable force which has already been created. It's already happening. Cross-examined for years, every single detail in the economy and in trust. We are the architects of the new creations, the new world, and the new light cities. It is in our very DNA how to create them, and if you can hear that in you, what you need to design, you should start writing it down, because it's very essential to being. I've been warned. The gods tapped at my compassion and they said, if you don't do this, those in the deepest sufferings will continue to suffer. Not only that, but tons of pain that doesn't need to happen will happen. And do you in your heart want to let that pain happen, or do you want to start using your willpower and make it happen? And I call it my kung fu because it's a center in the mind. You center in your body and you just whoop ass. You focus on that center and you bring in your chi. And the chi helps you center. Center is important. Centering is important. And without effort and the right thought, you can complete any task. I hung out with Thor yesterday. He woke me up early in the morning and was like, "Have your have your room cleaned by breakfast." Well, I failed that because I got distracted, but it's cool because I won a bunch of other stuff from Thor. But I still understood the lesson even though I didn't do it. I've been resting and not caring, and I guess I need to clear my mind because then my room would be so messy. It's kind of fun being in a mess sometimes. It's like, I don't know, it can be comforting for some people to be in a messy room and not a clean one. So, anyways, let's just leave it at that. The difference between talking to your higher selves and source is good to understand. Prime Creator is a mighty, mighty, mighty being compared to any other being. And it is a collection of all things, so when you judge somebody, when you mad somebody, when you act towards somebody in any way that you do not want to be treated, you are hurting God. God is in everyone's eyes, and you should see that when you look at them, and then you are hurting yourself. God knows how to communicate to humans as a person, of course. God knows everything. Is the omnipresence. So, in that respect, let's just dive to it. When I've come to understand Creator, the beauty that I saw when I found him about 5-6 years ago, 7 or 8, actually more like 8, 7. Anyways, I don't know. Late in high school, and I read a book about quantum physics, and everything changed because then I understood what was behind the matter, what was behind, our existence on a quantum level, a very small level. You learn that everything is music, everything is vibrations, and if you create a frequency that's intense enough, a wave, it looks like matter, right? Like, draw it on a paper. You go like this, really close to each other. It creates matter. It's a concentration of energy. And not only that, but the way everything is connected and how everything has a ripple going out from it of energy. And it awoke this book by Michio Kaku. I should show it to you. It's awesome. Hyperspace. It also teaches you about how molecules across the entire universe are connected as one. And if you split a proton or an atom or something, you split something in two and carry it across the entire universe, and you light one on fire, the other one reacts. It is still connected. We are all more connected than we think we are. We need to raise the spirit of ourselves. And if we do that, if we give ourselves enough energy and enough willpower and enough focus, we can bring in a world that used to exist, so I know it's possible. But this one will be even better, because it always gets better as we learn. This has definitely been my favorite reincarnation that I've experienced so far, especially for the last couple days. And let me say something about perspective. When you see something as creepy, which I have, when I had a boyfriend that I thought was trying to kill me, all I could see was like horror movie film man, but really he was just ended up being my angel in the end. So it was so horrible that I created that image of him, because now it's created of me. I don't know where or how, no idea, but I have to go through my lesson of understanding how horrible it was to see a beautiful being of God as creepy, or no matter what they've done. There's a perspective of seeing things as creepy, and then there's the perspective of me and my friends, we have so much fun being creepy. It's so funny. Like, I met a wonderful friend, Megan. I miss her very much. She would have contests with her brother to see who could creep out people the most. And it was so fun and so hilarious. And I used to do this with my friend a lot at the mall. We didn't do that, but we just did really silly things, pranks, like running into people and being like, jogger, pushing them away, and just acting, making silly noises and stuff. And then close by there's this neighborhood of energy which saw this kind of action as ridiculous and creepy, and they were just afraid of it while we were laughing at it. So, which perspective do you want to have, knowing that you don't have to have that perspective? And if you listen to your compassion in figuring this out, what perspective do I want to have? Compassion is one of the highest forms of intelligence, so if you go through your compassion, figure out how you feel, on the way you are perceiving things and creating images of people. What do you truly want to create in your mind? What perspectives can you create in your mind? And how beautiful can you make it? And understanding in truth, if you want to be in truth, which I don't think I've found a person who doesn't. Well, maybe I have, but those of you who want to be in truth, you must understand we are all coming from a different perspective. And to understand somebody and actually be treating them correctly and understanding what they're saying, everything like that, and truly hearing somebody, you must first listen and quiet yourself and tune into their perspective. Just see it through your mind. As their words come out, you can just ride on that vibe of where is this coming from? Because in all eyes, their perspective is truth. And who are we to say that our perspective is superior? But in consciousness, which perspective do we want to have when we are conscious? Your brain is like a muscle you can exercise. And if you're also interested in looking up craniosacral therapy, it's really cool. You should do that. Anyways, when we meditate and discover different parts of our brain and, like focus here or here or here, I feel like I have energy spots all over my head. Like, I got two right here, and then I got one right here, and then I got one right here, and then I got one right here, and then I got my temples, and then I got, okay, yeah, and then got them back here. I feel like I have 3 counting chakras right now. I had a concussion and bashed my head just like that, and it was the saddest thing that's ever happened to me. Maybe the coolest, because I think I now have 3 crown chakras coming in and 3 light streams. So understanding the self, we understand God, and we know our hearts, our language, which you inside you'll find truth. The mind is something to figure out the truth. Hold on to your lessons and don't let them go. Write them down. Have a notebook. And buy my book. I'll have my book up today to buy. Called, that's a secret, I can't tell you yet. But that book is a collection of reminders of how to stay in bliss. I use it myself because we always forget all these things we learn. So it's good to have a book and you just flip through it and let the universe let the universe open to the page you need to see. And it has helped me so much, and I don't know why it's not up already. I guess other things had happened first. So thank you so much for your time and listening to this. I give my knowledge. I have knowledge and I'm not going to hide it. This is the time when the ancient secrets come out. And I want you to understand that any thought that we are not, that has to do with us not ascending into pure bliss, is a delusion. If you try to, for those of you who are choosing to ascend, or those of you who don't know, this is like a person now speaking the truth instead of like Galactic Federation computer voices, which are also really cool. But now we're like here and we're saying that there's a lot of light being put up right now, and the summer is going to be the best summer of your life. It's going to be the best summer for everyone. There will be those who are still behind and have a little bit of catching up to do on erasing their fears, and but that's what's going to happen. That's all going to erase. It is erased for some of us already, and so as we find this gift, we have to give it to you. If I didn't give you the gift of consciousness, I would have no compassion. I can't let you die when I know that I can help you. And when people block me out and don't listen to what I'm saying, it feels kind of tragic, because they're judging me and creating an image of me, and they say, I'm not going to listen to what you're saying because I don't know you, I don't trust you, but you should trust God, and you should trust the messages that I'm sending to you, and you don't have to if your heart won't resonate with it, but I have to at least try and tell you this is important truth, and I am guided to spread it across every single mind. This is not me being a dictator. This is me assisting in human consciousness and what everybody is asking of me. Everybody is asking this of me. And you, of course. When I say me, I really mean we, so I hope you understand that. As we raise our fears, we raise dimensions. As we understand our fears, we raise dimensions. And coming into a whole being is really a lot easier than it seems, at least in the end. But it is, all you need to do is want it and go after it, and you will find the source because Source wants to speak to you and wants you to hear Source. And since Source is the consciousness of everything, including me and this book and this blanket and crystal, this Chinese medicine ball, because Source is everything, you will hear Source by listening to everything that exists. Tarot cards. Ask for the holy truth before you use an oracle. And your holy truth, especially if you do it with big intent, ask for it with intent. I want the holy truth. Then that will be what you find when you flip open the dictionary. I just flipped open a Genius. It's pretty cool. I think that's a sign I should talk about what I was going to talk about, which is brains. Oh yeah, I was talking about meditating on each. Feel your brain. Know the map of your brain. Go within and meditate. See which parts of the brain make you feel which way when you concentrate on that part. And then why you want to integrate brains, initiate the brain is because that is the gate to consciousness. That is the gate to our chakras. When our mind is stimulated, it is when it has energy, because you've brought energy into your mind, it heals your entire body because your brain is connected to your entire body, right? That's how we move our body, it's because our brain's connected to it. And our chakras are connected to body parts, which are, like I just said, connected to your mind. So when you work on your brain, study the brain, study how you can heal it through sounds and raise your IQ through sounds. When you study the consciousness, you start using more of your brain, and that's what we're going to do. So I guide you to do that. If that resonates with you, take good care of your brain. I don't know how good it is to sniff anything, but I don't know. Ask God about it. Depends on the person, on what they need, but if you're watching this, most likely don't do that. Try to use aromatherapy or eat it, or just don't exhaust your brain. Don't overdo it. Don't burn it. Just sniffing a bunch of chemicals up here. Because then that part of your brain will have to be tired for a really long time, and then it'll have to reactivate. It gets damaged. It's like shooting yourself in the leg. It takes time to heal. You can't really use your leg when it got shot at, for a while. So understand that being is part of the nature, and The vision of February 2nd tells us that what we think is unnatural is actually natural because we created it as God. The vision was seeing self create all that exists to assist us in our lives. Because we can't just be born with some things, like you can't just be born with wine. Wine helps us calm our nerves. There's a lot of alcohol thirst will hurt you, but you should make sure that you're buying the right liquor. Ask your third eye or source or consciousness. Ask your heart, where's the right stuff for me? Or if you're more powerful, you can just grab whatever you want and transform the molecules into your bliss. But you just have faith in whatever you choose. Have faith in your actions. Know that you know. And, you don't have to be careful. If you want to be careful because you fucked up a bunch of times, like me, it's good too. But the message that's really trying to come out is, how do you do? How are you doing? We create our own rules here. Basically, there's the universal rules, and then we create these own rules of ours. But these do not have the intent of having compassion for another and showing your love and respect for the other. Can we do that? Why are these rules we've set up for our life, okay, like this is how I'm going to do things? How many of those this is how I'm going to do things relates to showing love for people and lifting others up, and we lift each other up. When we divide, we bring each other down. So are these choices of ours, these rules that we feel we have to obey, true to our compassion and our heart? Sometimes we have to do what we have to do. But as a whole right now, we need to understand that we are a whole. And when we leave each other behind, we're leaving ourselves behind. And the greatest pain is, which the universe is showing us through school shootings, is leaving people alone and judging them and making them feel so unloved. That is the core of the heaviness. That is the core. That is where we need to bring light in. If you inspect the earth and watch what's happening, it's all about people feeling unloved. So they become scared and make bad decisions. It's also about destruction of the mind and complete center of the self. Destruction of the mind. thrive your mind. Erase what you know and step into the new. You can always go back, but just at least for a while, erase everything that you thought was real and see if you can see what really is real, and ask the universe to show you what is real. What is a real perspective? The perspective without fear. What does the heart say compared to the mind in the way we treat people? Are we listening to our heart, or are we just playing a game? Can we feel the love between each other? Feel the love between every person. And I created a mantra, or a mudra, I created a mantra, indigno, indigno, aruram, indigno aruram, aum, Asparakashina, 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 Asparakashina. So wealth is going to be balanced in the world. That is what's going to happen. So get ready for it. And also, what would you do if you woke up one day and you were God and you had the whole world was yours? What would you do? What would you want? You should figure it out. 'Cause yeah, you might wanna figure that one out. So you're ready for when it happens. We think too much that the truth is more complicated than it is, but it's very, very simple. The truth is very, very simple. And all the lies are inevitable, but we can speak the truth and come from our hearts and make things happen. And the biggest lesson of my life was, well, it's not true, but I think it happened to a lot of us when a lot of people, we think something's going to happen on one day and we get super excited about it and like think that something's going to come and like save us, and then it doesn't happen. And then we realize that we have to make it happen. That is the message here, is you save yourself. Do not look for others for help. You save yourself. But trust me, there's going to be a lot of fun this year, especially next year. Fun you never thought could exist. So I'm sorry if you don't believe that. Believing that is true manifests it and brings you towards it. All you have to do is believe and trust with compassion in this world, and you will be brought to it. But you have to understand what that means. Believing and trusting in every single moment. Totally changing perspective in the way we feel things and do things. We can morph into a completely different dimension in existence by changing our perspective, because we have the ability to see any perspective, and then we can morph into that perspective. and become truth as we are listening to the rest of creation without our ego ourselves. If you observe creation with an ego, you will not see anything. Which is dividing yourself from it. If you observe creation as something separate from yourself, you're lying to yourself without, of course you don't mean to, but you're observing and you see it looks separate. It's a very strong illusion that it looks separate. So when we come into this beam, and you are always invited to come into my mind and see my perspective. You're not invited to influence my mind because it is a sacred space, but you are allowed to observe it. My mind can't even be influenced, even if you try. People have tried. Unless it's truth. I know truth. I can see truth. Like I can see this computer in front of me. Because the truth is something you cannot deny. The truth is the source of yourself. Can you deny that you're in a hologram? We cannot deny it, but we can't say that it's true either. Which is that is a very important perspective, is knowing that you do not know until you know. So like, I know that I feel my friends from where I'm at, because, we'll think of each other and then call each other all the time. We are connected in our minds. People are like, oh yeah, is that really how it happens? You're just crazy? Like, telepathy is crazy? No, it actually, like, I've experimented over and over and over and over again because I couldn't believe it. And then I finally just accepted that it is truth. And as I did that, then more truth was revealed to me, and I could finally just see and believe. So in this greater consciousness of Source, what is that perspective? Seeing that perspective, if you want to know the truth, I guess that's where you go, huh? And I'm so blessed to have the gifts that God has given me and seeing through His perspective, her perspective. Source Creator sends all love to Earth for this healing time, for it is our time to heal and be at peace, and it is our time to end the struggling and become one, and the light is overwhelming that is happening right now across Earth. It is really beautiful, and I hope you appreciate it and respect it. And when we get into these little quarrels with our boyfriend or girlfriend, just hold on to the truth, snap out of it, and realize what are we fighting about anyways? It's ridiculous. It's so small. Look at how big the universe is. Why? How are you gonna bicker? How are you gonna fight when everything is at peace? It doesn't. As soon as you kind of turn that light on inside of yourself, you don't have to waste your energy and feel that suffering and pain from, fighting with your boyfriend or girlfriend. You really don't have to feel that. You really don't have to go through that. Many people believe that in a relationship you should fight, and if that's what they want to do and enjoy, it's fine, but I don't want to be in a relationship with conflict. I don't want to be in a life with conflict, and so knowing absolute peace in my relationships that I've had, it's absolute peace. A fight, what people would normally fight about in these relationships is just a joke. It's like you just joke about it and you make fun of each other, but don't take it personally, and have fun with the problem and take the problem on as an opportunity and a gift, because it is, if you make it that. So I'm sorry to say that I will not be leaving your side. Says Source. But believe from the beginning that I am your holy truth and infinite love. Reflect that, who you are, on others in your life. Go within to change without. Go within to change without. Go within to change without. You can go within and manifest anything you desire through willpower and focus if you want to. But you have to start within. You cannot force from the outside. You have to begin in your heart. Begin in your heart, and then find how your mind gives you your heart. We are all equal. You are all gods. Do not feel that anyone is above you, especially during this month of March, which apparently has envy in it. See that you are worthy and you are full of magical wonders that are waiting to be discovered. And these magical wonders are parts of yourself. And a lot of you know this, but it keeps going and going, and so bliss is found when you come to understand yourself and listen within. And I create my reality from within. So it's funny, people think like I'll be in bed all day, sleeping maybe for a week. People think I'm not doing anything. I spent the last 4 days in bed or something, last week, and I've never been more. I just finally said, I need a break, I need a rest. And I still don't even know how to calm myself down. The Dalai Lama came to me in a dream and he's like, you're not actually relaxing, you're still trying to work. You need to relax and let it go. The only difference between you and me is our experiences throughout our lifetimes. That is the only difference between you and me, is our experiences. Do you understand what that means? part of a whole concept, reality. Trust, 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 and you will find the truth. Trust in your creator. This right now would be, I'm channeling through, please understand that this is me extending my hand towards you as source. Channeling source. I'm reaching my hand out to you, and all you have to do is shake it, accept me, and I will lead you to things, but you should not fear them, because I cannot reveal myself to those who are fearful of it. Why would I do that? I protect them, and I keep them in a good place. Always. I hope you understand. And I hope you feel, I want you to take a moment now to feel source and all the love that is hiding behind the veil of illusion. Can you feel that force that's like, it's greater than thunder? What would it be? It's the force of love. It's so strong. Stronger than love. True compassion. Because compassion is an evolved idea of love. Compassion is the source of our healing, the source of our answers, the source of the answer in fixing what has been destroyed on planet Earth. And of course, we are here to make sure that planet Earth stays Earth, because nothing we could do. I mean, we can make it more beautiful in many ways, but definitely not by chopping down all the trees and turning this world into a factory. That's not going to happen. We will not let that happen. This world is beautiful, and it is a gift to you. You probably have spent much time wishing you could just get away from this planet, but in the end you will find that Earth holds your heart. Earth, we really want to be here. We just want to fix what's wrong with it. We have to save ourselves, save Earth. Please. We are in an existence where so many things are existing at once, so many timelines. Which timeline are we going to go down? Through every belief and thought comes the next moment. So, in our belief and thought, if we trust completely, if we go through our mind and erase all fear that is hiding and trust completely in every step that we make forward that it is success, that is how you reach your love line, is what I call it. It's the line of moments that are perfect, best, which might all just be the same, but you change your perspective of it. But your perspective creates the line. So if you're afraid, your line is going to be attracted to the fear. The line is pulling you forward. When you're doing things you don't even know why, it's because of the beliefs inside yourself. I'm sorry if I'm not making sense, but I know at least one of you had a good message right there. We shouldn't be afraid to cross lines within ourselves. We should cross those lines and get there, to the other side. We don't have to cross those lines if we don't want to, but when you cross those lines, it's important for a warrior to do, to know where this universe goes and to learn about the self. And when you cross those lines and realize that you're going to survive anyways, you have more faith. Crossing those lines and surviving, you have more faith. What do I mean by crossing lines? Ask Jiddu Creation of Magic. Crossing lines is like in our minds when we have any idea within or without and we feel like we just can't go there. Like there's this barrier of fear or something, or it's like I can't be a model because I get shy and awkward or something. Maybe I should just cross that line and make it happen anyways, and then I will have more faith and restore, knowing that I can. Knowing that I can go there. It's outside of the box. And man, I'm really sick of boxes. Mother Earth is sick of boxes. Frank Lloyd Wright was the biggest blessing ever. I'm just kidding, but it's important to create this new world. It's important to focus on this new world. It's important to write out this new world. And we do it with the power of us, not doing things individually, but working with each other to design something even more incredible by combining our minds and our perspectives. Please, light workers, understand this is what needs to be done. Understand this is what we're trying to do. This is why we came here. And this time right now, in our contract, if you don't resonate with it, that's okay, but those who do know that in their contract right now is manifestation time of what we know. The light cities within our heart. We've seen them. You can feel them because you were there. And so when we write them out, they will come out of us. When we write out the plans of how our structure and social society is going to work, it will just flow out of us. And we should make paintings and all that to, make it happen. And our manifestations become stronger as our belief and faith becomes stronger. Just dip into it. Ask God to just erase all fear and just dip into the faith with no fear. He'll be like, are you sure you want to do that? And you'll be like, yeah. Because it's kind of intense when you realize you're in a lucid dream. And now that these energies are here, this is when we, without fear, Now that all that fear is gone and everything is healed, now that we fully respect each other and do not judge each other, we come together, forgive each other for our mistakes, and realize the importance of our friends' intelligence besides our feelings. You can always heal a relationship. It takes two to break up a relationship. It takes one to put it back together. I know that might sound like bullshit to so many people who say it takes two. It does, for the most part, but in friendship, one will sacrifice to save the friendship and save what we are trying to create, and forgive your family, be with your family, work. Unless you're starving, please focus for the next few months on directing love to all people, giving your love, break down the communication barrier, forgive, passion, let go of any pain that somebody caused you, because it wasn't even them. They are a holy being, and they might be confused right now and in a different perspective, but that doesn't mean that you don't have the strength to be their friend. True friendship is strong. When we create a true friendship, there's no distrust or judgment, or we're here as a family and as one. And for those who have seen the vision of us truly being one, of us being fractals that split into two, one fractal that split into two, you and I can understand way better the perspective and heart of all those who you wish to be friends with, which should be everybody, because everyone said. And I love you guys so much. Thank you.